Hello. Yeah, I'm sick. Zombie, thank you for 41 months. Matanks, thank you for 71 months. What's going on? Yeah, come on, he just said that. I feel like things have been so weird for me lately. I've been feeling like almost manic. Or bipolar, maybe. Nah, my stomach's been mostly alright. I think I have one of my 24-hour cold things that I get. Just hit me in about mid-afternoon. Same as usual. Non-stop sneezing. Runny nose. Cough. But it hits me like a truck. Just all at once. Like, I don't have a lengthy cold anymore. I just have the whole, like, week-long cold all in one day. Like, one afternoon. And then tomorrow I'll be fine. Yeah, to be clear, I'm not self-diagnosing with that. I was trying to describe how I've been feeling. I don't think I actually am bipolar. Yeah, it's the rot. Got rot got. A weird dichotomy has been forming in my mind between...
He has a flat brain.
What?
I was gonna let you finish your sentence.
It wasn't important. I need a tissue. Hey, Bug. Thank you for 2 years.
I made brownies.
Oh, the Stranger Things brownie.
Yeah. Naturally, I need to go get some whipped cream. Anything else that was missing?
All the strawberry milk.
They have
Wait. Yeah. If they have any, get the rest of them. Thank you. I was just saying that there's this dichotomy that's been forming in my mind around my day job and the stream. And I'm not really sure where I'm at. I feel like the stream brings me more anxiety than anything else these days. Versus like my job that I'm like super happy with. The job is interesting for me because I'm both very much enjoying it, but it also it feels bittersweet because I could have been doing this job 20 years ago, but I could not find this job. This is as close to the like ideal job doing the stuff that I like to do that I envisioned as I think I probably will get. And so like I'm happy to be doing it now, but it does feel like I'm joining a race that started decades ago. Well, the thing is like the stuff that I'm doing at my job is stuff that I will not humbly say I'm pretty fucking baller at. And I think the problem with the stream for me is kind of multifold because I still care about it a lot, but I don't feel like I'm good at that, at this, especially lately. Yeah, that's the thing. Initially, I had a really strong sense of imposter syndrome, but this is going to sound weird, but with the particular situation that my job is, the reason that I coveted it so much is that I knew that this is the type of situation I needed to be in. And the best analogy I can think of with the way that I work, especially over time, I'm like a mold. It probably sounds fucking stupid, but have any of you ever seen those science experiments where they make a maze and they put some mold in it? And I think it's mold, or maybe it was a fungus. Yeah, mold. I'm mold. But they've demonstrated this sort of strange inherent intelligence where It's like they have a excuse me, sorry, slime mold. Yeah, it grows towards a food source, but intelligently in a weird way. Like, it's like it has a routing algorithm. It very rapidly finds the shortest path to the objective. And with the type of work that I do, I know this is like such a fucking bizarre analogy, so I apologize. But it's really a lot like how I learn and how the way that I work evolves with consistent, you know, like where it's just being hammered into shape through regular use, regular practice. And I mean, the stuff that I'm doing, I've been doing for, you know, over 20 years. So I already knew what I was doing fairly well, but like not necessarily this platform. There's still things to learn. There's always things to learn. And, you know, I had talked a lot about the job that I had just before this one, where I was saying how happy I was that I had this. I feel like I'm learning a lot. Da 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 da. That shit. That was the shitty job. At this job, it's like fucking rocket fuel. Like when I came in, I was really unsure and I didn't have a ton of confidence because I had just come from some place that had like no standards, wasn't doing anything in a modern way, and I was just sort of like feeling around in the dark. Whereas this place, they had like a manufacturing line. They were using modern practices. They knew what they were doing. And so I felt I had low confidence and I was like concerned about finding my place there.
You want one?
I'm gonna be done soon, so I'll just come on. Thank you, Babby. I was intimidated by the situation being so different, and me being so inexperienced with it. But also that I was so like, I really want to fit in here. I really want this to work. So that was like giving me anxiety and shit. I think that actually had a lot to do with leading to me having like that period of stress so high that my stomach ate itself. But I stuck in there, and the rate that I've been learning and adapting this stuff to where I have it now down to a science is ridiculous. I know none of this sounds humble, but I'm just saying that I'm getting a lot of satisfaction out of what I do there. And that's where this dichotomy is forming with this, you know, doing the streams. Because I feel like one thing I'm not very good at is figuring out anything else that makes me happy. Or being myself. Or anything. I'm severely self-conscious about streams normally. And oftentimes I don't know what to do with it. And then of course I also have this other thing of like that now I have so little time left over outside of the stream itself to put anything back into it, to change anything. So it just feels like it's this stagnant thing that's just going to slowly slide down a hill until it disappears. I appreciate that, really. And it's not It's not anybody's fault outside of me. It's just me. Sorry. Hold on. Time to sneeze 15 times, I guess. I'm just describing an internal struggle that I've been going through. I don't really know the source of it. Honestly. I have no idea. I don't know if it's the numbers. I don't know if it's because all of my friends' schedules changed. And I feel like I suddenly went from having a lot of friends to having 0 friends, which leads to a whole web of other, you know, brain-destroying thought worms. Just all that social paranoia crap of like, what do they know about me that I don't know, that nobody wants to talk to me now? You know, that sort of thing. Well, yeah, I have a job, but my stream time didn't change. My stream time's been the same going on a decade. So that doesn't really explain it. Oh no, I only had online friends. I haven't had offline friends for years and years and years. I've always been an outcast type of person. And I found it easier to make friends online. Find people that were a little bit more, you know, more aligned in common interests and senses of humor and things like that. Haven't ever been real good at finding them offline. Yeah. I'm sure they do. And like I said, I described it as social paranoia, which itself means, or at least somewhat indicates, that I'm aware of the fact that it's bullshit. But the bullshit is fed by, you know, reality stuff of knowing that you're the peripheral friend. And it's easy to know that when nobody talks to you. I mean, like, you can't really argue with that one. I can't argue that away in my head, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to whine about that. That's just one of a myriad of various things. Like, I think when you do something like what I've done for as long as I've been doing it now, it becomes such a long story. It's like a really, really long roller coaster with lots of ups and downs. And it's hard to make any sense of it after a while. It's hard to know where you're headed, or even really fully grasp where you've been. And I think maybe that's more the core of it. I think a lot of this other stuff is just sort of auxiliary. I think it's that I don't really know where I'm headed. I have so many things that I always say that I want to do. And I think that's the thing that I always return to. all those things that I say I want to do that you guys have seen me not do. I want you to know, like, I honestly feel all those things. Everything that I said.
Every content creator gets just dick after dick after dick after dick after dick after dick after
What was
dick.
that? I don't have a dashboard for that, so I always have to go like look it up. Thank you. Oh no. Oh no, it's that Silent Hill book. Thank you. Thank you, Zombie. Apparently on that one I wrote, I'm curious, but it's up to you if you give him money. Well, actually, what I literally wrote, apparently, was, I'm curious, but it's up to you if give him money. All right. Thank you, Zombie. I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, so I just want you to know that I'm not like, I mean, after enough time it has to seem like I'm just full of shit, but like I'm sure this is pretty normal, but I struggle with, like, it's like I build walls for myself. I put all these hurdles in my own way that I don't need to. It's my own road. I don't need to block myself from walking it, but I do anyway. And, you know, I'll go like 5-10% of the way down the, I don't know, art and drawing, or retro and electronics, or music, or, you know, anything like that. I just keep going a little bit. And I think maybe that does make sense, because if I tie it back to why I'm happy with my job right now, it's because this job lets me have one thing that I don't have the wall problem. I'm sort of unchained, I guess. You know, absolutely, Coley. Like, trust me. All I feel is anger. And it feels empty because I don't feel... I spend an inordinate amount of time trying to think of some impossible string of words to put out there to express how I feel about it, or to say something to anybody that would, like, change...
He has a flat brain.
Change somebody's perspective. Like, that's this weird pit that I fall into, is feeling like I wish that I could just change things with words somehow. Not literally, like, that's not the literal thoughts that I'm having, but it just turns my mind into a grinder that never will ever churn out anything of use. You know, it's just sort of, it's just neuron death. Hey, Zombie, thank you for that gift sub as well. Yeah, absolutely, Abs. I think many of us feel that way right now. I don't know, maybe Tenosis. Weirdly, I don't really feel particularly bad about doing Elden Ring, other than that I know that a lot of people haven't been coming around because they either don't like Elden Ring or they don't want to be spoiled about Elden Ring. Both of which are totally fine. But for my streams, it's like a solid fucking block over a month long of no reason to come here anymore, you know? So that's... I get that. But that's one of those things where I was just chasing my feelings. I was extremely enjoying the adventure and still am, even though I've completed the game technically. There's still more to do, and like somehow I'm not put off of it. Normally I would be pretty well fucking done with the game by now, because I would have got to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm just finishing this because I like for the sake of it. Like sunk cost. I've come this far. Let's get across the finish line. But that's not the case with Elden Ring somehow. And I don't know how, because I'm 150 fucking hours into that motherfucker. It's, well, not 150. 130 or something. I mean, it's insane. It's ridiculous. And I think that, like, part of that is probably because I've had this pent up, like, I really want to just sink into a Souls game, and I've just sat on that for, like, a few years. And, now I'm doing that. I mean, I'm just saying, like, for me, for what I do normally on the stream, that's a lot. Total cumulative hours, yeah. I mean, I've got things that are way higher. Gmod, PUBG, you know. I've invested way more time in other games, obviously, but, like... Because I only game on stream, I don't play any games when I'm not live. Doing Elden Ring for like a solid fucking month for me on stream would be the equivalent of somebody fucking no-lifing Elden Ring the moment it came out. That sort of thing. Well, I mean, that touches into the age-old question of, like, is it better to be in that position or in my position? I mean, they're probably dabbing their tears with $100 bills. But you have to make a lot of sacrifices to be there. So let me get out my smallest violin. No comment on that one. The thing is, I think that cultivating a community is an illusion. I think that anytime you congregate enough people in one community, you know, beyond a certain point, there's no control. That's illusory. It's an oasis, a mirage. Not an oasis, I meant mirage. Well, because you don't control people. I don't control y'all. you really form yourself. The community kind of builds itself in a way. I do believe that like toxic people will have a more toxic community form around them. And nice people will have a nicer community form around them, but it's exceedingly complex. And you know, just to deliver more pain upon myself, I've become obsessed with this shiny bottle. And I know that I shouldn't. Yeah, I stumbled across another music making device. Bauble. B-A-U, yeah, B-L-E-S. Baubles. Sorry, I didn't enunciate. I can't even enunciate. Not the OP1. I've been aware of that one. But that one didn't... I mean, I think it's a very cool device, but that one didn't really fascinate me as much.
He has a flat brain.
It's that M8, the Dirty Wave Mate. I've been obsessing over that thing. And I know that doing that is just going to bring me pain. It's insane, though. And I think the reason that it's attracted me so much is because... And I'm probably deluding myself with this. But I've struggled with music production stuff because it's... there is a sort of element of finding a way that you can work, or finding something that works well with how you think or how you learn or whatever. And that device immediately jumped out at me because it's a tracker. And it looks like exactly my style of like the way that I think. But yeah, that thing's $550, and it's also sold out until November. And even when it's sold in, I probably wouldn't be able to nab one. I don't know, but it's wild, and so I've been like voraciously consuming content about it. But of course, other parts of my brain are red flagging about it. Well, you have things already, and you don't really use them. So you're just gonna not use that too. Blah, 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 blah. Is there a link to this, Richie, that would be handy? I'd be interested in learning more about that. Yeah, I think you're right about that. There's definitely a human nature aspect. Thank you, Richie. Yeah, I've been there too, Brett. I have my guitars. I haven't really touched them in a while, unfortunately, but I really fell into it with guitars a long time ago. I used to just noodle around on a guitar and then, like, just for hours, to the point where I would fall asleep. I would just fall back, because I'd sit on my bed, just kind of fucking around, and then I'd, like, lean back on my bed and just fall asleep with my guitar in my hand, amp still on. It is. I don't know what you mean by that, Tenosis. It looks like it's basically, it's a DAW-less synth and tracker, so you can fully compose on that. And you can do it anywhere. And you can interface with other devices, and you can, I mean, you can interface. It has MIDI, so you can interface with the DAW. So, like, I don't think it's just a gig device. You could, for sure. But it's a full-featured DAW-less synth tracker. Dark Wolf, thank you for 42 months. Creeping up on 4 years. I also wish that I would have retained more piano skill. I think I probably did. Like, it's more, it's invisibly there in terms of, like, scales and chords and music theory and stuff like that in my head and whatnots. But as I don't really regularly get on a piano, I don't really have the just sit down and do whatever, you know, just, you know, I can't noodle around on a piano. It's a lot slower. I have to pick and choose. Well, that's about all I had in me. I'm wiped out, man. But I'll probably be fine tomorrow, so hopefully a normal stream tomorrow. So, thanks for hanging with me. I just want to touch base, but I'm going to get on out of here, get some rest. You guys have a good night. If you're interested, I think Justin's doing Tarky again, so I'll kick you guys over to him, and I'll see you next stream. Have a good one.